I want to talk about what faith actually is. It's always been related to a religious thing, which is okay, but faith is much more than one given religion. What faith means to me is just it's the same thing that every religion does say. It's belief without knowing for sure. But the way I like to actually imagine it is, let's imagine the cell in your left pinky, for example. There are hundreds, if not thousands, maybe millions of cells living in this pinky finger of mine and yours and everybody's, and they're in there doing their job. They probably don't know their cell, but they're alive, so there's some level of knowing in there. But all they're doing is in there living, doing their thing. And then I have cells in my ring finger, middle finger, all my fingers, all of these cells. Does the cell in my pointer finger talk with the cell in my pinky finger? Probably not. But they're still in there doing a job. Every cell is in there alive. Every cell in my hand somehow works together to move my hand. I can move it, but I'm not telling every individual cell what to do. I'm not saying, I don't have to communicate with a million cells individually. Say, you move, here's what we're going to do. We're going to bend our finger. It would take millions of years to plan it, because I'd have to get every one of these cells working in unison. Yet somehow, every cell in my entire body, my heart beats by itself, my food digests by itself, all of these things are happening inside of me without any effort on my part. They're all happening. And so now, if we, that alone is a miracle. You have to have faith in that. But let's extend it outwards now. Let's extend it to the fact that I am a human on this earth, just like every other human is a human on this earth. So in essence, you could imagine that humans and all things in this earth are living cells of the earth. So just like the cells in my pinky live inside my pinky, which is a part of me, I am a human. I'm a cell on this earth. I don't know what every other human is doing. I don't know, I don't communicate with every other human, yet each human manages to go about its way, doing its thing, good or bad, doesn't matter, it's still functioning like a cell on this earth. So that part makes sense, right? We have cells inside of us living in here, and it's like we are cells living on this earth. Now, imagine this. The earth, which is floating in space, floating around our sun, literally just floating out there in space, is like a cell of the universe. It's floating out there just like its own cell, just like every star is its own cell, just like every planet is its own cell, but it's a cell within the universe. I guess you could say that the cell, our planet and our star and our moon and our galaxy are all cells within the Milky Way galaxy. And the Milky Way itself is another cell in the universe. And there are billions of galaxies out there, which we know about because we've seen them through telescopes. And all of those galaxies are cells in this universe, which is the biggest thing we can imagine. But, it's not unlikely that there are multiple universes out there, and those universes are cells in something even bigger and bigger and bigger, and that gets hard to comprehend as a human. But you can see the pattern very efficiently. It makes total sense to go in that direction outwards, and it makes total sense to go in the opposite direction inwards. So with faith, we realize that we are a part of this whole thing. Yes, this cell is an individual, but it is a part of the whole universe of Grant. Yes, Grant is an individual, but he is a part of the whole universe of the earth. Yes, the earth is an individual, but it is a part of the whole universe of the universe. So you see this pattern, and so that is the realization that we're all connected. And then the next step in faith is to realize that if all things are connected, then why should we worry at all? Why would anything out there want anything bad for itself? Because it is itself. I am a part of this universe. So let's imagine that the universe can think. And it would say, I have all of these things, all of these planets, all of these humans, all this life, that is me. Just like Grant has this cell in his pinky finger. Why would I want anything bad to happen to my pinky finger? Why would I want anything bad to happen to the cells in my body? Why would the universe want anything bad to happen to us, the cells in its body? And that is what I mean. That's where my faith comes from. It's an undying trust. And honestly, it can be summed up as unconditional love. That the only thing that makes any sense to react to anything else with us or anything around us is with love, because it is us. We are part of the universe. Everything else is a part of the universe. Therefore, we're all a part of the same thing. That's why I have faith, because this whole universe wants the best things to happen. Just like I want the best things to happen for me, just like you want the best things to happen for you. And that is why I have faith. I don't know what's going to happen. Just like my cells, my pinky, they don't know what's going to happen from today to day, but they do their job anyway. So me as a human, I wake up every day with this faith, not knowing what's going to happen throughout the day, not knowing what's going to happen throughout my life, but trusting that it will unfold for my highest good. And whenever I have that faith, it always does turn out to my highest good. And when we are worrying or we're obsessing over anything, we're blocking that from happening. We're choosing to see all that worry, and we're choosing to be that way. But with faith, it comes from a trust of the universe and all things. Even when things are hard, especially when things are hard, that's when we need it most. And that's what faith is to me.